In a quiet courtroom, rapper Kid Cudi stood up, his voice trembling, but his words struck like lightning. One testimony changed the course of the case against Diddy. Disclaimer: the content in this video is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. Our goal is to report on public conversations, provide context, and, where applicable, clarify misinformation and debunk false claims. We strive for ethical and responsible reporting by presenting a balanced perspective, verifying information wherever possible, and citing all relevant sources, including articles, tweets, TikToks, and other online media. Unless otherwise stated, what did Cudi say? And why did the room fall dead silent as he finished? This could be the final straw that brings Diddy down. As the trials surrounding Diddy Combs intensified, trials that could dismantle one of the most powerful figures in the American music industry, the doors of the past flung wide open and unexpected voices began to rise. Among them, one testimony shook the court and public alike. Kid Cudi, born Scott Mescudi, stepped forward to reveal his side of a story few knew existed. Back in 2009, Kid Cudi was a rising star, known for bringing introspective, dreamy, and emotionally vulnerable energy into the rap world. Around that time, Diddy began showing a strange and persistent interest in him. According to Cudi's sworn statement, Diddy reached out excessively, sending gifts, exclusive invites, and even a questionable contract offer to sign under Bad Boy Records, an offer Cudi refused. That refusal, he claims, came at a steep price. In court, Cudi recalled a chilling incident. In 2012, my car exploded outside my house. I wasn't in it, but I was very close. The police never found the cause. He then added, visibly shaken, "Later, I was told by a source in the industry that Diddy had something to do with it. While no hard evidence has surfaced to directly tie Diddy to the incident, Cudi's words injected a sense of terror into the courtroom. This wasn't just a feud. It hinted at something darker, potential violence used to silence or intimidate. Cudi didn't stop there. He spoke of psychological intimidation that followed his refusal to associate with Diddy. He said he received veiled threats, including voice notes and messages delivered by intermediaries in the industry. One such message read, "You're either with us, or you're going to be very alone in this business." These actions, Cudi said, pushed him into a spiral of depression and anxiety. He connected his mental health struggles not only to the pressure of fame, but also to the weight of feeling hunted by powerful people behind the scenes. Following Cudi's courtroom testimony, the media exploded. Top outlets like TMZ, Rolling Stone, and The Shade Room began pulling archived files, connecting Diddy to past accusations of coercion, manipulation, and industry bullying. What was once whispered in studio hallways now screamed from headlines. Suddenly, models, singers, and influencers on TikTok and Instagram started sharing their own cryptic stories. Some hinted at uncomfortable interactions with Diddy at his infamous house parties. Others outright claimed being warned not to speak out, or else. One name returned to the spotlight: Cassie Ventura, Diddy's ex-partner, who had filed a lawsuit of her own. Sources close to her said Cudi's testimony gave her the courage to continue cooperating with investigators, claiming she had seen a different side of Diddy few others dared to mention. And Diddy? He sat in that courtroom, never once making eye contact with Cudi. Days later, his legal team issued a cold, clinical statement. These are baseless accusations motivated by personal history and media manipulation. But it was too late. Public perception had shifted. Even longtime allies of Diddy, artists who had once called him a mentor, began distancing themselves. Some stopped mentioning him. Others posted cryptic messages about cleaning house. Kid Cudi's words had a ripple effect, not only on the trial, but on the entire culture. For the first time in decades, the hip-hop world began openly discussing whether power, silence, and fear had been systematically weaponized in the industry. The federal government reportedly expanded their investigation, now looking into whether Diddy had orchestrated a broader network of intimidation and coercion alongside other executives. What once seemed like scattered claims were now forming a potential pattern. Kid Cudi didn't just share a story. He pulled back the curtain on a machine of fear and gave other voices the courage to speak. In the world of music, voice is everything. And Kid Cudi finally used his, not to sing, but to expose the truth. Will this be the beginning of Diddy's downfall? Or will he once again escape the reckoning? But Cudi's testimony didn't exist in a vacuum. It unleashed a storm. Across social media, hashtags like #Justice for Cassie, #Surviving Diddy, and #Protect Kid Cudi began trending. Fans, critics, and celebrities started debating a dark question that had loomed over the industry for years. What happens when powerful men in entertainment believe they're untouchable? Major media outlets picked up on it instantly. Complex released a timeline of Diddy's past controversies. Billboard interviewed insiders who anonymously spoke of a culture of fear around Bad Boy records. The New York Times even began preparing a deeper investigative piece, tracing allegations back over 2 decades. Behind the scenes, legal experts weighed in. While Cudi's testimony was technically circumstantial, no direct evidence tying Diddy to the car explosion, its power lay in how it connected dots. It painted a pattern, a history. A man allegedly so obsessed with control, he would rather destroy someone's career or life than lose influence. And it wasn't just about violence. Cudi also detailed how Diddy allegedly blackballed him in the industry. There were collaborations that suddenly disappeared. Invitations I never received again. It's like I became radioactive to some people. Producers and label executives began reaching out to reporters anonymously, backing up Cudi's claim. They told stories of artists being warned not to work with certain people. You'll get shut out if you cross the wrong guy. This wasn't just a courtroom drama anymore. It was a cultural reckoning. And Diddy? The mogul who once danced in shiny suits and sold dreams of making it, now found himself at the center of a real-life nightmare. Lawsuits were stacking, accusers were multiplying. Federal agents were reportedly investigating money laundering, sex trafficking, and witness intimidation. Still, he maintained his innocence, calling it all a smear campaign. But even silence speaks volumes, and some of Diddy's former closest collaborators were going silent. French Montana stopped commenting. Mary J. Blige declined interviews. Usher canceled a scheduled podcast. Something was shifting. The empire wasn't just shaking, it was cracking. Back in court, Cudi's testimony was entered into public record. But what he set in motion cannot be undone. As one fan tweeted, Cudi might have just done what no label exec, no journalist, and no attorney dared to do, say the truth out loud. It's unclear where this all ends. Will Diddy be charged with anything directly tied to Cudi's account? Maybe not, but the walls are closing in. And as the world watches, one thing is certain. Kid Cudi's voice, so often used to sing about heartbreak, pain, and healing, has now been used to confront an empire built on fear. This isn't just the fall of a man. It might be the fall of an entire myth in the music industry, and we are all witnessing it.